Okay. Hi guys, I'm May and this is Sam, and we are the co-founders of Eric. Today we are delivering a workshop all around how to find a mentor, which is something that a lot of our community are asking. So Sam and I, we've had many mentors throughout our career, and actually we have found loads of incredible people just through cold emailing. So we are giving you 7 practical tips and steps on how to not only find a mentor, but also how to contact them cold. So this is going to be a really, really useful one, hopefully. So Sam, do you want to start off and tell us about the 7 steps?
Some of these steps are a little bit kind of Google heavy, and they involve a lot of kind of like computer work and searching and things like that. So I highly recommend that after you watch this workshop, you go and have a look at the article where everything is laid out very clearly for you in like kind of very easy followable steps. So go do that. But okay, so let's go into it. So step 1, you need to really think about what you need a mentor for. So, I assume you guys know by now that I'm a real lover of spreadsheets and making lists. So this is where you can start getting your spreadsheets out. List down all of the areas that you think you need help in. Anything career or self-development focused. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I want to get better at writing. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be that kind of clear cut. It can be things like, I want to be better at decision making. Just think about the key things that you think could make you better as an employee or an entrepreneur, or just generally in your career in the future. So that's the first thing. Make a little list of the things that you need help in. Step number 2. This is where you need to start thinking about who you need. Anyone can be a mentor. I think people throw the word around quite hither and thither. So don't just take anyone off the street, okay? You need to think about exactly the kind of person that you will be able to trust. So yes, so you need to make a list of the skills and attributes that your dream mentor will have that will help you narrow down your search. For example, you might want your mentor to have like awards in the area that you want advice in, that you want their help in. You might want them to have built at least 3 companies because you want to be an entrepreneur and you want a mentorship entrepreneur. Like, you might simply just want them to be published if you want help writing. Like, you need to list down all of the things that you that will give them the authority to tell you the things that you need to improve on, or how you can further your career.
Also, I think in that step, also decide on the level of qualification, because actually you could also have a peer-to-peer mentor, someone who's just a little bit older than you, or maybe just entering an industry. So again, think about what level of mentor you're looking for.
Okay, so step number 3. So by this step, you should have a list of all of the areas that you want help in. You should have a list of the qualities that you want your mentor to have. Number 3, okay, you're going to start finding the specific person basically that you think is the right mentor for you. So luckily you have Google. We live in 2020. We are in the technology age. Like, we have all of these amazing tools at our fingertips that enable us to find people online. So yes, so this is where the news tab on Google comes in so handy. So we have referred to this, I think, in like 3 workshops already. We are big fans of the news tab in Google. It's good for finding out industry leaders. It's good for finding out people who have won awards. It's good for finding out like anyone of basically, like, I guess, note. So anyone news and noteworthy, basically, which is, a lot of people want those kind of mentors, people who have a lot of industry experience, who are very recognized. If that is what you're going for, then the news tab on Google is amazing. If that's not what you're going for, LinkedIn. That's where you want to go. As May said earlier, if you're looking for someone who is basically part of like your dream company, who can help you get a job there, or who, I don't know, has just started a really small company, this is actually where LinkedIn comes in useful, because it's got all of the details that you need to know about people that aren't actually in the press, because that's not their vibe. It's good for finding people who are on the kind of more grassroots level, who can be your mentor. Step 4. What is the contact method I should use? So we are totally assuming in this workshop that you have zero contacts and zero knowledge of how you can find these people, right? So we totally get that you don't have their contact details, and we're not going to be like, you know, well, so you obviously just send them an email. We have recommended on the article that either you choose email, cold emailing, LinkedIn, or Twitter, because these are the 3 platforms that they're most likely to be on. Instagram is a little bit personal. They're probably on there as well, but I think that's a bit much. I think Twitter, they're very much public forums, these 3. Okay. So you're identifying the contact method that you want to use based on which platform they're most active on. And then you are basically finding their email. So this actually is we've already written out this methodology on a separate workshop. So the link to that workshop is actually on the article. So again, highly recommend that you go and look at the article that accompanies this workshop, because it will give you everything that you need all laid out, including how to find someone's email when you've never met them before and they haven't given you their email. Step number 5 is what you need to write, just making sure that you're writing down the message that you want to send. We've also recommended that you start your conversation just asking for advice, rather than outwardly just being like instantly, hi, I've never met you before, can you be my mentor? Because I think it's just a bit strong. So kind of like softly easing you into it, basically, so that your mentor doesn't immediately write you off and be like, no, sorry, I don't have time to mentor someone that I've never met before. So it's the writing of the message. We have written the templates for you, so you can use those as a base. We've written templates for email, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So you literally have no excuse not to be sending these messages. So you have
a title, an email title.
Did I put in an email title?
Because that's another trick, is obviously you need to make the email title, subject, header interesting. The one that I always use is like re, so you do like RE : because it looks like they've already replied to your message, and then put call next week. So they don't actually really know what it is, but they probably are like, oh God, I've got a call with this person next week. So they're open it. But yeah, you guys can be creative about it. Apparently like free pizza works quite well.
Yes, yeah, that's true. It does.
Sam always opens that one.
I do. I love pizza. Who doesn't? Okay. And then step number 6 is basically the actual sending of that message. So you're adapting it to be appealing to that person. So you've basically done everything. You've made contact with the dream mentor that you've never met before, and probably a number of different dream mentors. So you've got options now, guys, which is great. So step number 7 is basically converting that initial conversation that you have with them, which is obviously you've said, can I have some advice from you? It's the soft sell. Converting that ask for advice into actually asking them to be your mentor, which is basically so easy. They've met you, they like you. It's impossible not to like you, I promise. So that person is going to have met you. They will be so happy basically after the initial conversation for you to come back to them and be like, your advice was so amazing. I'd really like you to be my mentor. I don't know if you have time, but this is basically where I'm at, and I think that you're the perfect person for me to help, if you can, further my career. So again, we have written down some suggested phrasing, because obviously it's really hard, you know, when you're in these conversations with someone that you've never met before, you know, and yes, it might be your 3rd conversation, but it is really hard to know how to phrase these things. It's a big ask to go, you know, to ask someone you barely know to be like, can you be my mentor? So we've literally put down 3 suggestions for phrasing it, for how you might be able to ask them. So literally from 0 to 1,000 mentors, we've taken you through that process. So hopefully by the end of this, like I say, you should not just have 1 mentor, you should have like 5 mentors, as many as you want. There we go.
Amazing. And if Sam and I do not receive any cold emails about being mentors, then we'll be very, very upset.
I will be so offended.
But yeah, thank you so much, guys. Hope you enjoyed that workshop. Like Sam said, there's an article, link is in the comments and also on our website. If you guys liked this workshop, we have many more workshops to come, and also check out our previous workshops. And we're also launching the Eric app in October. So if you're interested in finding out more, then do have a look at our website. But yeah, thanks guys, and we'll see you next week.